all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in our newsrooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Introducing the Smart Kicker from iConnect, the most affordable smartphone on the market. With a follow focus capable 2-megapixel camera, you can't miss out on any of the action. Over 400 hours of standby battery time and 32 gig external memory. That's more than enough space for all your series, music, pics, apps and games. Get yours today from iConnect for a limited offer of only 499 kwacha, including 300 MB iSpot internet from iConnect. The Smart Kicker, available at iConnect. iConnect, make it happen.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience for freshness. Potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Jungle.
Hello and a warm welcome to Prime Television's main news. To present it, my name is Martha Namanja. We take a look at stories making headlines. Mtembo Nchito Tribunal adjourned. PETUS welcomes the teaching of ICTs in primary schools. LCC to put up 8 new public toilets in Lusaka. And in international news, Buhari promises to fight Boko Haram. Those are the headlines. Join me shortly with the details. Now the menus in detail. Arguments over correct procedure to follow in the tribunal tasked to probe allegations of abuse of authority against suspended Director of Public Prosecutions DPP Mtembo Nchito have forced the tribunal to adjourn its sitting to 13th April 2015. The arguments arose after the tribunal indicated that it intended to amend the terms of reference of the tribunal, to which Mr. Nchito objected, saying he needed to be heard on all preliminary issues as earlier indicated in a letter served to him by the tribunal. Mr. Nchito objected to the application for an adjournment, adding that it was unfair to adjourn the matter when all was supposed to have been started as indicated. He admitted that the probe against him is a matter of public interest and has a bearing on all constitutional office orders. But tribunal chairperson, former Justice Anel Selongwe, ruled against Mr. Nchito, saying Mr. Nchito could not be heard on preliminary issues that have necessitated his probe and have not been formally presented before him. Meanwhile, Solicitor General Abraham Mwansa submitted that once amended, the terms of reference will be submitted to the tribunal. Justice Silungwe has since adjourned the tribunal sitting to Monday, 13th April 2015, as to decide whether to hold the sitting in camera or public. The Basic Education Teachers Union of Zambia, BETUS, has welcomed government's decision to make Information Communication Technology ICT subject compulsory in primary schools. BETUS General Secretary Jeff Simuntala says technology has become a necessity in day-to-day activities, hence the need for pupils to learn about it. Mr. Simuntala has, however, observed that this will be a huge challenge, considering that most schools in rural areas do not have electricity. He says there is need to provide the necessary equipment to schools if the subject is to be effectively taught in schools. Government, through the Ministry of Education, made it compulsory for pupils in primary schools to learn ICT, although there is no adequate facility supporting the move.
Is that, the schools do not have the computers, so to say. So even when they talk about our pupils or our children in these schools sitting for computer or ICT in short, you would find that it will be a challenge, because currently the teachers do not have the computers, and then in most places, especially the rural areas, they are not electrified, where it would be very easy for them to use the computers, so to say. But unfortunately, they are expected to do practicals, so we don't know how. And this is the more reason why we have appealed to government that possibly they should consider seriously, because it's affecting the entire country.
The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, in Lusaka has arrested a 47-year-old Somali national for trafficking in 33 bundles of miraa. DEC Public Relations Officer Teresa Katongo said in a statement made available to Prime TV that Buhan Abdi, 47, a businessman of Chaisa compound in Lusaka, has been arrested for trafficking in 33 bundles of miraa weighing 6.6 kilograms. The commission has also arrested Patrick Afwewu, 44, a businessman of Makeni area, for trafficking in 12 rocks of cocaine. Meanwhile, the commission has arrested 35 people countrywide for unlawful cultivation and trafficking in various quantities of cannabis. Ms. Katongo said those arrested include Christopher Kunda, 47, a peasant farmer of Mwengwe village in Kapirimposhi, for trafficking in 13.23 kg of loose cannabis, and Israel Kalolo, 22, of Mupeta village in Serenja district, for trafficking in loose cannabis weighing 7.5 kg. Quick response from ZESCO Alert Team and Lusaka City Council Fire Brigade Department yesterday helped to stop fire spreading at Kafue Gorge Power Station. According to Kafue Gorge Power Station manager Abraham Mwenya Sashi, the fire started around 10 hours on Tuesday, and quick response from ZESCO and Lusaka City Council Fire Department helped put out the fire by 11 hours. Mr. Mwenya says the fire gutted the mid-height area in the shift apartment and was quickly spotted by the alert team of ZESCO workers. And ZESCO acting managing director Beth Spiri indicates that had it not been for the quick response, the fire would have destroyed property at the power station. Mr. Piri has charged that all operations at the power stations have resumed and no serious damage was done or any life lost at the time of the fire.
Barely 5 days when fire gutted Trico Investment Limited, another fire was reported to have gutted ZESCO's Kafue Gorge Power Station, but quick action saved the fire from spreading. The fire, which started around 10 hours on Tuesday, did not cause any serious damages at the power plant, but only affected cables in the mid-height apartment about 200 meters underground. ZESCO Kafue Gorge Power Station manager Abraham Mwenya Sashi explains this to ZESCO acting managing director Beth Spiri, who was at the power plant.
We received a fire alarm in the control room indicating that there was a fire in the shaft. We proceeded to investigate the source of that fire alarm, and at 11:30 we confirmed the fire alarm that it was true, and we located the fire which was at mid-height position. And this fire was coming in from the auxiliary 11 kV supply cables at the mid-height shaft.
After visiting the parts of the apartment underground, which was gutted by fire, Mr. Piri indicated that everything was back to normal and no serious damages were done to the plant.
It's good that we've managed the situation and saved what could have been a worse-off situation.
And ZESCO's spokesperson, Henry Kapata, indicates that quick response from ZESCO Alert Team and the Lusaka City Council Fire Department saved the situation from getting worse.
That ZESCO Limited will always put up measures whenever there is a problem, just like any other institution. When we experience problems, we'll have to go rapidly and try to resolve those problems. We are an institution that is dealing with highly sensitive facilities, and if we draw back whenever we hear something or whenever we understand that there's something going on, then we are making those mistakes. But as it is now, the team was on ground. Things have been put in place, things are normal, there shouldn't be any speculation about what really happened.
The cable gallery was gutted by fire in the mid-height area here at the Kafue Gorge, about 200 meters down under the earth. We have been told that ZESCO is yet to establish the cause of the fire, but no damages and life lost in the inferno. Reporting for Prime TV News, Daniel Tonga at the Kafue Gorge in Kafue.
Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Services Director for Planning and Information has appealed to the media houses to ensure they give the right information to the general public on digital migration. Berton Kalua says it is important that as information carriers, the media is well informed about digital migration to avoid misleading the general public. He says the ministry has put all the information that is necessary for the media to learn more about digital migration. He has further urged members of the public to ensure they purchase set-top boxes from licensed providers accredited by the Zambia Information and Communication Technology Authority ZICTA and certified by the Zambia Bureau of Standards.
When the decision was made to migrate, it was very evident that it may be very expensive to change a TV, because the analog TVs that we have now do not many of them do not have the capability to receive digital signals. And to receive digital signals with the standard that has been chosen for the region where Zambia is, which is DVB-T2. So as part of the decision-making process, it was agreed that we should provide for a decoder in the interim that will be able to convert this content from digital to analog, so that the analog TVs can understand, read and interpret what is coming from the digital transmitters. Now in Zambia, ZICTA and the Zambia Bureau of Standards have already developed a standard for this particular decoder. So what you should be telling our viewers, and or what I'm saying to our viewers, is that don't buy any decoder which has not been approved by ZICTA, which has not been approved by the Zambia Bureau of Standards. And all those that are distributing these boxes or these decoders will have to be accredited by ZICTA. Don't just go to Kamwala or Town Center or wherever, you find a decoder somebody selling and then you buy it. No, ask if those people have, and they will have a ZICTA accreditation certificate.
You're watching Prime Television's main news. Still ahead, Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Margaret Mwanakatwe has announced that 11 foreign companies have expressed interest in setting up companies in the Lusaka East Multi-Facility Economic Zone. Details to that story plus others coming up after the break.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in our newsrooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. ZESCO, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
We now continue with the Prime Television's main news. Foundation for Democratic Process, FODEP, has welcomed Minister of Education Michael Kaingu's apology to Namwala Member of Parliament Mono Lubeji. FODEP Executive Director McDonald Chipenzi says Dr. Kaingu has shown remorse for his actions, hence should be forgiven. Mr. Chipenzi notes that calls for Mr. Kaingu to resign from his ministerial position are not necessary. He has further urged members of Parliament to ensure that they practice leadership not only to the people but also amongst themselves. On Sunday, Dr. Kaingu apologized to Ms. Lubeji for calling her a prostitute.
Well, we'll leave that one to Parliament. We hear that Parliament is handling the matter.
But suffice to say that our honorable members of parliament are supposed to be honorable in everything, including their conduct towards each other, and also, to cage their anger and emotions. When you are a minister, some people ask questions that are malicious, just to test how, knowledgeable you are in certain areas. That he said didn't really mean to demean. He was trying to play cousinship, except that it was done in anger. Perhaps that is all what people should advise Honorable Kaingu is to be temperamental, to control his anger.
The Lusaka City Council LCC has implored users of public toilets around the city to maintain cleanliness even as they make use of the resources of the facilities. Council Public Relations Manager Mulunda Habenzo has disclosed that it is usually a challenge for the toilet managers to maintain the toilets because the users usually damage the properties. Mr. Habenzo says the council is aware that the public toilets within the city are not enough to cater for more than 10,000 people in the central business district area. He says plans are already underway of putting up 8 more public toilets, and the money collected through the fee-paying toilets is meant for the maintenance of the facilities.
Now, you cannot compare necessarily the toilets in the stations and those that are in the malls. One, you need to look at the financial capacity. And number two, you also need to look at the patronage in terms of how many people get to these toilets compared to those that are in the malls. So you expect the wear and tear of facilities where people go frequently. The bus stations, toilets, of course, we have a huge number of people that get there by virtue of the positions where they are as compared to the ones that you find in the malls. So in terms of cleanness, of course, those are things that are supposed to be handled at the station level. Unless there is any major problem which the station cannot handle, then here the central administration comes in.
Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Margaret Mwanakatwe has announced that 11 foreign companies have expressed interest in setting up companies in the Lusaka East Multi-Facility Economic Zone. Ms. Mwanakatwe said that so far a pharmaceutical company and a mushroom production firm have already started operating in Zambia. Ms. Mwanakatwe said the Lusaka East Multi-Economic Zone is a huge vehicle that government will use to drive the economic engine of the country. She said President Edgar Lungu's visit to China has played a big role in not only attracting but also assuring Chinese investors coming into Zambia. Ordini Liberation Party President Pundu Mwanamwelwa has charged that claims by government that it will create 1 million jobs by 2016 is mere politicking and should not be taken serious. Mr. Mwanamwelwa says it is scandalous for Zambians to praise the Patriotic Front PF based on that announcement. Mr. Mwanamwelwa, who is also former president of the Unemployment Association of Zambia, says the announcement by Labour Minister Faxon Shamenda was made with a view of winning votes in 2016. He says the Patriotic Front PF government must review all labour laws, especially that the work permits for foreigners, instead of making such statements. Mr. Mwanamwelwa says currently the PF government has failed to deal with employers who are ill-treating workers and yet making announcement to entice youths to vote for them in 2016. He urged the PF to create real employment opportunities for the people. Last week, Labour Minister Faxon Shamenda said government will create 1 million jobs by 2016.
It is a scandal to praise the PF government on their 1 million intended creation jobs to 2016. This statement by Honorable Shamenda, Faction Minister of Labour, is a scandal in that they want to obtain votes on the false pretense that what we expected from the PF government was to review all labor laws, especially of that of foreigner permit and the enslavement of workers in this country. As you are aware that 500 people loses jobs every month, and by the end of 2016 we are going to have 2 million people losing employment. Compare this contradiction between the PF government and the creation of jobs. So we are going to have 2 million people in the street. Is that the creation of jobs?
A 16-year-old girl from the Copper Belt who is stranded in Lusaka is appealing for help to enable her go back home. Grace Mulemena, a grade 10 pupil at Chinika Secondary School on the Copper Belt, came to Lusaka to collect her mother's terminal benefits from a named company. According to the girl, her mother died last year while working for the company, adding that she decided to come and collect the benefits. She says the named company never responded to her but sent her away and later changed the company location. And Helen Simkoko of Chawama Compound, who is taking care of the girl, has appealed to well-wishers to intervene in the matter and assist the girl to go back home.
Nabwera tenga drama zamene mami wanasebenzera company kumozi somanje company yakaena nikaibo baona hapo more than 2 months so yakwana so hapa ni mankaje bipa station naenda kumanje dewe wampokele mu bunoshana sanke tawali kwa manager wakaena so funabwera kusanchikara pa station.
Uyu mwana apa pamene nampeza chabe ila nishi alinkezi namufunsa uli niwendani ati nebo Grace nkala kuti ati nachoka ku Copper Belt sakila chani muno Lusaka nani uzata nisakila ndalama pamene mami wanamwalira ba company wanatuza ati mkabwene mkatenge ndalama ukasirize school mami bakwe wanamwalira nshani grade 9 so I passed grade 10 so last year this year as of now tialembe grade 12 so pamene hapo ndalama zinasova so company pamene anaenda wanaka disappear.
Well, that's what we heard in local news, but stay tuned to Prime Television as we bring you international news after the break.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience for freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
And now finally in international news, Nigerian presidential election winner Muhammadu Buhari has made his first address to the nation, saying that Boko Haram would soon know the strength of Nigerian collective will. Results announced on Tuesday showed that 72-year-old defeated President Goodluck Jonathan in a win described by the UN as testament to the maturity of Nigeria's democracy. Speaking in the capital, Abuja, on Wednesday, Buhari said his government would spare no effort to defeat the armed group. Buhari also said that his administration would not tolerate corruption, an issue outgoing President Jonathan Goodluck was widely criticized for. President-elect described Jonathan as a great Nigerian. Indian police have arrested 4 Bangladesh nationals in connection with the rape of an elderly nun that led to protests by the country's Christian community. Police officials tracked the suspects down to the northern state of Punjab after CCTV images and e-fit images were circulated nationwide. The nun, who is in her 70s, needed surgery after she was attacked last month by a gang of robbers who had broken into a convent school in the eastern state of West Bengal, where she lived. 2 other suspects in the case are already in custody after they were arrested last week. We now monitored Al Jazeera for more details.
Nigerian opposition leader and former military ruler Muhammadu Buhari has defeated incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan. Buhari received 54% of the vote, while Jonathan scored a little under 45%. In his victory speech, Buhari said Nigerians have proven to the world that they've embraced democracies.
We have put one party state behind us. We have voted for a party and president that will serve and govern, but never rule over you.
At least 23 workers at a dairy factory in Yemen have been killed by an airstrike. It happened in the Red Sea port of Hodeidah. It is a week since the start of a Saudi-led air offensive targeting Houthi rebels who've ousted the president from the capital Sana'a. Residents say the factory was located near an army camp loyal to former President Ali Abdullah Saleh. He's been supporting the Houthis in their fight against President Hadi. Talks on Iran's nuclear future have resumed in Switzerland after a self-imposed deadline expired. Diplomats say they're making progress, but that some key issues still need to be resolved. Turkish authorities have arrested 19 people in the southern city of Antalya a day after a hostage siege in Istanbul. They're suspected of belonging to the Marxist group, accused of taking a prosecutor hostage in a court on Tuesday. He died after a shootout between police and the 2 gunmen. Mehmet Kiraz was investigating the 2013 death of a teenager hit by a tear gas canister during an anti-government protest. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi has arrived in Tikrit, confirming most of all that the city has been liberated from ISIL control. Although fighters have been driven out of the central city, at least 3 outer neighborhoods remain under their control. Former Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh won't need to appear before a New Delhi court in a corruption trial next week. India's Supreme Court has suspended the summons to him. Singh faces allegations of breach of trust and criminal conspiracy in the awarding of coal mining licenses while in office.
That international roundup brings us to the end of the news, but just before we go, here are the headlines again. Mtembo Nchito Tribunal adjourned. Betus welcomes the teaching of ICTs in primary schools. LCC to put up 8 new public toilets in Lusaka, and Buhari promises to fight Boko Haram. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Martha Namanje, and on behalf of the entire news production team, keep watching Prime Television.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Freaky Fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. ZESCO, powering the nation.